Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And the title of today's video is Disconnecting from Emotional Attachments. And reason why I am sharing this video, because I had an experience yesterday. I attended a fellowship that I used to be a part of, and I had disconnected from the fellowship. And when they had a program, so I went back to I attended the program, and I remember somebody was asking me like, "Oh, we were joking," and they're saying, "Oh, lost and found, yeah, I've come back." And I was like, "Yes." And in the moment I said yes, I immediately responded that yes, I had to disconnect in order to chase the vision of God for my life. And I didn't even realize when I was saying it, but after I said it and I thought about it, I was like, that's exactly what happened. All I know is I responded from a place that I was in. As much as this fellowship was, it fed me, it was beneficial for me, but it was almost like I was at a place where I had to disconnect. I didn't understand it in the moment. I disconnected, and now I look at my life and I see how much I have accomplished in disconnecting. When I disconnected, I was now able to invest in the vision that God had for me. I have opened, I think, about 2 non-profit organizations since I disconnected from that fellowship. And I've started a mentorship group where I think about 9 people, and I'm like, none of this would have happened if I hadn't disconnected and chased the pressure, the fire that was inside of me. And so I am saying, making this video to you, sometimes, I'm not saying always, get up and run and disconnect, no, but sometimes you may be led to disconnect, and the leading of the need to disconnect sometimes does not make sense to the rational mind. When you rationalize it and you process it, it doesn't make sense. Let me use the Bible, because I always like to use the Bible. The Bible says that Terah, who is Abraham's father, was leaving to head towards a particular direction, but then he got to the city that he ended up staying in, and the Bible does not say why, but he dwelt there and he stayed there. And now Abraham now gets a call to now go leave his family and everything to go to that place where Terah was heading towards in the first place. And so Abraham had to make a decision to disconnect from his family. But while Abraham made the decision to disconnect from his family, I guess some emotional ties were too hard to break, so he tagged Lot along. And so Lot comes along. But down the road, Lot had to separate from him, because the call was on him to leave and go here. Did not say take your people and gather yourself to go. So sometimes when God is leading you somewhere, there is a disconnect that needs to happen. You disconnect from all those emotional ties that you have. People that have emotional influence on you. People that have emotional voices to speak to you. People that have cultural influence, cultural voice. I don't know whatever voice that might be. They can speak this thing, and this thing has equal weight to the voice of the vision in your life. Anything that has an equal weight to the voice of the vision in your life will have to cut off, because that thing is now competing with the voice of the vision. And so sometimes God has to cut out everything that's a competing voice, so you can focus on the voice of the vision. Now, once the voice of the vision has been ordained to have its place of legitimacy in your life, you can now reconnect, because now everything has balance. You know where your loyalty and your priority and your intensity is invested into. So that's my video for today. To know when to disconnect and let it not be, oh, because of emotional ties and emotionality, you allow it to dampen the voice of the Spirit. Speak it. Even Jesus had that moment where Jesus cut off from his father and mother were looking for him, couldn't find him. He was somewhere preaching, speaking the Bible somewhere. No, that's not the scripture I wanted. The scripture I wanted was, I think it was where there's a scripture where he was saying, oh, your brothers and sisters. He said, no, my brothers and sisters are people that do my word. Those are my brothers and sisters. That's the scripture I'm thinking of. So even Jesus, he didn't attach familial bonds. He didn't prioritize familial bonds and all those other bonds. He over vision, but vision bond had more priority, had more weight than any other bond. And if you look at it, he took those 12, and those 12 were who he bonded himself with until he was about to die. And then his mother was at the cross, and he says, John, behold your mother. Mother, behold your son. Anyhow, have a wonderful day.